Welcome back to FPL Banter Podcast with myself, Mopey, and Woody.
Hello.
And Swabbers.
Hey, how's it going?
And our bumper 145 points.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. Not bad at all.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, you'd expect to do well on a triple game week, but still, that's pretty good.
Especially when the average was 83. Pathetic.
But
our whole quite low when you think about it.
Yeah, well, our whole mini league hit the Hundy Club, which is quite impressive. I think we did better than, I think we
better than average.
It's because everyone was using their chips. There's a lot of bench boosts and stuff.
That's true. Yeah,
there's very few unchipped teams.
Tal wasn't chipped. He did quite well still. He still hit 123.
Good man. Good man. Yeah, I see we made 12 transfers, which is technically minus 44. But even so, we would have had 101. So still part of the Hundy Club.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, it was a very good week. Very interesting and fruitful for certain players, like the Mason Greenwoods of this world.
Mason Greenwood, Rashford. I mean, a lot of the United team. Fernandes is the classic one. Unfortunately, Benteke. Stuff it. Don't even start. And then there's Watkins. Should we start with Watkins?
Oh yeah. I did say I don't think we should have Watkins because I knew he looked divey the week before.
There's a lot of I did say this week from Woody. This is why I don't like this one bit.
But I mean, was that a bit harsh? The second yellow for diving meant you gave him a red card. I think
it was harsh
because Witt said it.
I've seen a lot more diving this year that's just gone completely unpunished.
Yeah.
Now, and to be fair, it was one of those ones where he didn't get by him and then think, screw it, I'm just going to dive. Like he thought contact was coming, and there was a little bit.
There was contact. Yeah.
But it's one of those things where, if someone's running at you, you kind of duck out the way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because there's certain times
it was a bit harsh. There's
have you ever
definitely been
seen
worse diving that goes unpunished.
When someone comes studs up with a dirty challenge in the middle of the field, and then the striker or whoever's about to get challenged basically pulls his foot out and dives out of the way, and the guy still gets a red card.
Yeah.
How is that not a dive in theory?
Yeah. There's that whole thing of expecting contact because you're human beings, and someone's running at you and you're going to get hit. If you don't ride the hit, which ultimately involves falling over, then you're going to get proper hurt. So
yeah.
It was harsh for a second yellow. I think a telling off would have. But then the thing is, if he books him, if he gives a free kick for diving, he has to book him.
Well, no, they've done that before. They've done that before.
The thing he would have said is just get up, it's nothing, and just carried on.
Yeah, exactly. It'd just be a goal kick or whatever it was.
I think it also depends. Doesn't it depend on the appeal? Because if Watkins had fallen over and just been sorry, and got up and shook the guy's hand and been you know what, don't worry about it. Isn't there that kind of, it has to be that he complained about it, tried to get the foul. Because if he just fell over and said, I slipped, you can't
if he just goes to the ref and is no, I wasn't trying to get a penalty. If I was just getting out of the way, it wasn't a penalty. Yeah, it's harsh to send. You're right. Send someone off when they were just falling over.
Well, I think what Witt said as well in our group, he said that I don't think the ref realized that Watkins was already on the yellow, so he pulled out the yellow card and he was like, "Oh, let's check the names on the back of the." God! I have to give him a red. Oh god! I don't think he realized.
Yeah, it's a bit like that Graham Poll third yellow card. Remember?
God,
yeah. But it's that thing. It's like VAR. It's the clear and obvious error. If he hadn't have booked him and just said, get up, I can't imagine many people would be like, oh, he's got to book him and send him off.
No,
you know what I mean? It's only because he did. Everyone's like, oh yeah, he deserved it.
Yeah. Disappointing. Castagna, another disappointing element of the team.
Definitely.
Okay, Woody. What's
all
your
things
this
being
time?
equal, that's a good call. It's only because Johnny Evans got injured, so Castagna had to go into the back three. Therefore, he doesn't
Alex,
get forward.
have you ever heard Woody say, "I was wrong about that"?
Never.
Well, look how well Albrighton did, who came on and played in his place. So it would have been, he would have got an assist or something. But
so we should get Albrighton then?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Should we get Albrighton?
Albrighton's midi, so no, I wouldn't.
Yeah, and then some reliable old faces like the Salahs and the Trents that are back.
Yeah.
Trent is certainly back, isn't he?
It took him long enough, though. To be fair, I mean, he's been showing some signs of getting back to form, but I mean, he's been kind of really a disappointment, I think, all season. But I think he's making amends now, and hopefully
he'll
he'll
be back
be
his
back.
old self. I'm just livid that I didn't keep the faith and stick with him all season because I think I lost about 30 points.
Yeah.
Really?
And Woody, you always blame me for ruining players, but since I've got him, he has been great.
I mean, you got him after I did, so I mean, you can't really claim that. But I guess you haven't ruined him, I suppose. Yeah.
And nor have I ruined Dean.
I have to thank you for that.
2 cleanies.
There wasn't a cleanie against Villa, was it?
Was it? Nah. Well, yeah. No, against West Ham.
Oh, West Ham. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. I was thinking of the Villa game before. It's so confused. They played Villa so many times.
Yeah, recently.
and then the unsung hero, Tyrek Mitchell. You know, he's coming in with the points now. I mean, at 3.8, you really can't complain.
Yeah. And my boy Ollie Burke getting 2 points on the board.
The old reliable Berkey. Yeah, it's been an interesting week, really. It's pretty high scoring. And you know what's nice is this could have messed up a lot of mini leagues, I'd say, like people like skyrocketing to the top of mini leagues and so on. So,
are you talking about yourself in that?
No. No, still 3 game weeks to play. Nothing's decided yet.
But still a notable kind of situation as well, a player that was starting to kind of get back into it was Wilson. So he scored 2 goals, scored 2 goals against Leicester. Number one, why were Leicester rubbish? I have no idea. And maybe Woody, you have a theory.
I told you, it's the Johnny Evans thing.
Yeah, but then United's played against them and we were still rubbish. We still lost.
But that was the United B team, and it wasn't the change to Leicester's defence didn't happen in the warm up, so it obviously had a few days to work on it.
True,
but
Wilson was amazing. Like in that game, he was an amazing football player, right? Like his runs and his goals were really, really deserved. And
Wilson is like Antonio. Like when they're on the pitch, they're great and they're pointsy, but they just keep getting injured. Like they never do more than 20 games a season.
Yep.
I mean, I actually wonder if Wilson really is that injured, or if they're just like, you know what, we're safe. We're not going to get relegated. Let's just not risk you. We're going to wrap you up in cotton wool until next season.
Really?
No. I mean, I find that hard to believe. But
I mean, he's not going to win the Golden Boot. He's not going to win the Golden Boot, and they're not going to go down. So why do they need him?
It would be a waste to play him against City because I mean they're just not going to win that one. Really,
I mean, you might see him against Fulham or something, but I wouldn't surprise me if he's done for the season. Just because they don't need him, they don't need to risk him. If he tears something, he's out for 6 months. Then you're going to look like a right mug, aren't you?
Yeah, that's true. So another one that's back, Ingsy back with a brace. His injury came back from injury, kind of under the radar, and scored a cheeky brace against Crystal Palace. And Adams as well on the and Benteke.
Hey, I'm telling you, Hassan who listens to the pod because you play Adams and Ings together. All of a sudden, Southampton look good.
But he played Redmond. Yeah, but he played Redmond as well. So Redmond was
but Redmond on the left wing, which is where he should be.
Yeah, true. Correct at last.
Already last. The fact that Fulham are relegated, we had a discussion about this. I think that I'm surprised Scott Parker still has a job, but these guys don't seem to agree with me.
No, I love Scott Parker. I think my wife.
I mean,
is a
if
massive
he managed
fan.
Manchester United and they got relegated, would you still love him?
Definitely.
Well, no, because that's different, isn't it? You fool.
You fool.
You absolute.
I like the way he used an acceptable insult.
Yeah.
When you heard you thought it was going to be something else, didn't you?
No, I think my point was Scott Parker. I think is getting a look in for the Spurs job, and I don't think that's a bad shout because Spurs have been. I think Mourinho was a weird choice, even for Manchester United. I'd say the same thing because he's massively defensive, and I don't think he works well anymore for the Premier League. So we'll see how he does at Roma.
Mourinho won a trophy with United, and apparently his win rate has been higher than Ole's.
What?
I think only be slightly because I saw a stat on the two of them the other day, and they were pretty neck and neck, and everyone's like, "Oh, Ole is inexperienced." The only thing that Ole doesn't have is a trophy.
Yeah, which hopefully will change at the end of May. Hopefully, let's see. Let's see who shows
only if
up.
Maguire comes back. If they've got Lindelof and Bailly together at the back, then there's no way.
Yeah, I think we really needed to invest in a centre back. But anyway, my point was that Scott Parker, I think for Spurs, he's an ex-Spurs player. Yeah, I know that doesn't always work. You look at Lampard, who apparently might go to Crystal Palace to manage for Roy Hodgson.
Lamps.
Yeah, apparently he's getting a look in as well for that.
Well, this whole statement, people say looks only get you so far in life. Well, I doubt that because I think his looks have literally gone everywhere. Because he is a good-looking bastard, but not
Scott Parker.
Yeah.
No, I think he's a good manager. What are you talking about? Remember how
Alex,
rubbish they were.
Eric doesn't appreciate the finer points of football and play and stuff. He just looks at FPL scores and the league table and just like, he went down. He's obviously rubbish. That's all he's got.
Well, I mean, the league table is a good sort of a barometer for what's going on.
How's Arsenal doing? Why does Arteta still have a job?
Yeah, that'd be
great.
Yeah, Arteta's more likely to get sacked than Scott Parker. Get off your high horse.
Oh yeah, no, I'm surprised he hasn't been already. To be honest, no, I totally agree with that.
That was a bit of a turn up for the books, wasn't
it?
That was pure luck. I'm the first.
Did you actually watch the game? My God, it was all one-way traffic.
I know, atrocious. Anyway, should we move on to the team then?
Yeah. Let's go on with our primary role.
Okay. All right. Team of the week, 100 mil budget, and last week we smashed the average. So we're going to do it again this week, aren't we?
You just jinxed it.
Yeah. Well, okay. So we're on a blank this week with a lot of the big teams.
Just before we start, can I just ask, how much is our team actually worth now? Because obviously we get some rises before we take the dips, don't we?
Yeah,
103.
That's not bad. So we've actually, I mean, most people are about 110, but
no, that is not bad when you consider what we've been up to.
all the drops that we would have taken, the amount of times we've got people out and back in.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I feel like I haven't done defense in a while, so I can do it. I feel like
go for it.
I'm a nice guy like that.
Sure. I'll do the striker.
Okay. So in goals, we have Jordan Pickford, who has been impressive in getting 2 clean sheets for the first time ever. And
Sheffield United. I mean, when was the last time they scored?
Game week. Did they score?
Did they?
Cheeky.
No, stop here.
Were they?
Stop it, Tom.
They lost 2-0.
Sorry, the week before. Game week before. 34.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I feel like they've given up. Well and truly.
It really does feel that way.
And
it's like, why are they even turning up?
You can't really blame them, Anyway, so Jordan Pickford, and with a sub goalkeeper, Fraser Forster, who admittedly has been playing okay and has been getting a game. So I think the thing is, didn't Hassan Hoodle say he's going to rotate goalkeeper? So who knows if he'll play? But he's our backup anyway, and he played pretty well last game. So that's the goalkeepers. And in defense, we're playing 3 defenders, with 2 on the bench, and our 3 on the pitch are Cancelo, playing Newcastle away.
I'm going to call that one.
Our concern...
That was my suggestion, so if he doesn't play or he's rubbish, that's my fault.
Yeah, but in Woody's defence, our first sub is John Stones,
who's also might not play. You just never know.
Yeah, but we do have some backup for that.
No, I think it's a good approach.
Cancelo on the pitch, Stones on the bench as first sub. Then our next defender is Trent, who has been in some crazy form. 2 assists and almost a goal. I mean, he could have scored last night. Yeah. If you actually look at his last 7 or 8 games, I mean, he has been in some crazy form. It's actually quite impressive. It's Lingard levels of form.
Yeah.
So that's it's pretty good. You can't not have him at the moment. And also Liverpool have probably the best 3 fixtures to finish with.
Yeah.
And we were talking before the pod, Liverpool have real incentive. If they win all 3 games, they're pretty much guaranteed Champions League football. And they really need to score because goal difference might come into it. So, yeah. And then our third defender on the pitch is Luca Dean, who, again, also been in really good form, has been avoiding the old red card situation. It's been quite nice lately, which, you could argue he might...
Oh, come on. He's only had 1. He's not that bad.
He's not too dirty.
He's dirty. He loses his temper easily, but anyway,
he's not as bad as Zaha. He's not as bad as Zaha.
No. He's mellowed as he's gotten older. He's much more experienced now. He's an ever present. But what annoys me now is he's a little bit like Chilwell at Chelsea, and for some reason he just takes fewer set pieces now. Whereas it used to be Dino was on everything, corners, free kicks. Now it's like Sigurdsson and James seem to take more. It's just a bit annoying. Like particularly corners. Like he used to take a lot of corners, so you get a lot of assists. and and chances created bonus points. But it's same as Chilwell. Like now it's all Mason Mount, so it's just a bit frustrating.
Yeah, I do agree with that, but he has been playing well, and apparently they're like the clean sheet masters now. So yeah, we're doubling up on Everton defense there at Pickford and Dean. That's okay.
And he still managed to get 2 BPs in the 0-0 draw. So
true. And that's our defense on the pitch. And then on the bench, as first sub, we do have Stones, as we mentioned. And then as last sub, we have Alioski, which is more of a budget thing than anything. But he seems pretty nailed, and Leeds have good fixtures going towards the end of the season. So yeah, we fancy it. Why not?
Definitely.
Shall I do the mids?
You do the mids. Oh, you haven't spoken a lot lately, so you get to speak about all the players.
All right, so we have starting off with Mahrez against Newcastle. We were considering.
I went for Gundo.
We were considering.
They pulled rank and went Mahrez.
I think so.
You know what? Mahrez is amazing.
Yeah,
he really is.
Okay.
He's coming into form. Whether he plays them again or not, it's another question.
This is the thing. And his Premier League form has been atrocious. If you look at this, I mean, he has had in the past 8 games, he's had 4 zeros, and then the sort of game week 27, he had 18 points. So he's been great in the Champions League, but he's not been showing up in the Premier League. So
exactly.
This is a punt.
Yeah. Then you got to wonder, 3 games left. Will Pep start playing his Champions League final team to get them, gelled and in form?
I think so.
Because you wouldn't want someone being rusty if you want to play him.
No, and Mahrez will play the Champions League final. I mean, he's literally been that good. They couldn't rest him.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to have Aguero in the Champions League final, right? Assuming De Bruyne is fit. So, I think Mahrez is a good shout actually. But I would also stump up for Gundo here as well if you were torn between the two.
Yeah, especially because, as we've mentioned pre-recording, KDB's injured, obviously, as we all know. So hopefully Gundo will operate more of a forward kind of operating role, back into his position where he was raking in the ruddy points. Yeah, exactly. Then we have Salah. Salah scoring... I mean, he made that goal look easy against United last night.
Oh, he did. I was watching it. I was like, well, he's going to screw this up because it's Salah. And he smashed it. Like, it was so casual. It was like a perfect finish. Like,
I was just like, well, yeah. No, I mean, there's no point. It was perfectly slotted in. It was great.
Yeah. When he took that first touch, I was like, oh, he's taking it too wide. And then all of a sudden with his next touch, he's like, oh, he's right in the middle of the front of the goal. Okay, right. Silly me. I guess he knows what he's doing.
Good game. Jota as well, turning up with the goods. I mean, that was a great little finish, tidy finish, little back heel.
Hit the post 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, I know. So he's on fire as well. Whether Mane will start, that's another question. Not that Mane's in our team, but just a general statement.
The snub. We're going to talk about the snub.
Yeah, that little snub, the little high five snub with the fisting snub.
Whoa, okay. Jesus, what happened? When was that? Was that in the change room afterwards?
It's in the hotel room.
Maybe that's why he was angry.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
So West Brom, again, they don't have anything to play for. Liverpool, as we've said before, they've got a lot to play for. And then we have Son playing Wolves. So that's our Spurs player there. We kind of have our token Spurs player. I think we feel like we have to. Otherwise, we're going to miss something big if you don't get a Spurs player on your team.
It's true.
And then we've got Rafinha, who's back from injury, assisted last game week for Rodrigo.
Rafinha is just awesome. He's a great player.
Yeah. He is so good.
Manu's getting him.
Still at Leeds next season, I'll be surprised.
Yeah. Manu's getting him, hopefully. And yeah,
which means City will probably get him to make sure Man United don't get him.
A la Sanchez.
The old Sanchez trick. Yeah.
Pay 400,000 a week for a player who's rubbish.
But I like that though. You're like, yeah, United, we really need a centre back. Let's get Rafinha.
we do need a centre back, to be fair.
Yeah, they need to get someone like Mings. They need to get another
try and
England...
Alex about this. I know what Alex is going to say about Tyrone Mings.
What's wrong with Tyrone Mings?
Well, last night he should have got on the red last night, I think.
Well, I haven't actually seen those highlights yet, but I mean, I'll take.
He should have got on the red. I mean, it's the tackle is high. I really don't get why that was not a red. I honestly gobsmacked.
Brand envelope,
mate. I'm bamboozled.
Inconsistent, isn't it?
Yeah.
Gobsmacked.
Anyway, that's it.
I think United should get another England potential centre back to partner Maguire, so they've got that centre back pairing. Like if they got Cody or Mings or like I was not going to get Stones from City, but someone
True.
like that. I think it'd be good. I think it'd be good for everyone.
All right, you take it away. What do you can do there?
Forwards, yeah. I mean, the obvious one, DCL, still in form, and they got Sheffield United. I think most people would have got him on a wild card for the double game week into this one, so that kind of makes sense. The other starting striker, I think, is a little bit punty, but I like it. Is Ings.
You love a punt. Love a punt.
I think the main reason I think it's punty is because he played almost the whole game in the last game, which means he's probably going to be rested for 3 weeks because he's rubbish in terms of fitness. But it's Fulham again, as we've discussed, nothing to play for, and I don't know if he's going to be trying to put himself in the shop window for the Euros. I'm sure he probably is, along with our backup striker, which is Bamford. Again, good fixture. Well, I say good fixture. Burnley, they're pretty tight at the back, but Bamford's been in form. And I think it's a good backup for Ingsy. Another one I would mention in that position, because he's actually fit at the moment, is Antonio. If you could afford him, I think he would be another good striker.
I don't know why you're not applying the same logic to Antonio about having played 75 minutes
between the two of them, you might get 60 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, it's funny how a return of a player like Antonio kind of screws up the rest of the team. Like the Lingard seem to have just gone silent now, which is a bit of a shame. But anyway,
I guess it's similar. I suppose maybe with Aguero turning up would sort of quieten down your Gundogan's and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, how do you feel about this? So if we put it like this, so we'll put Bamford as the first sub. So if Cancelo doesn't play, Stones has to come on anyway because Bamford can't come on because they need 3 defenders.
Yes, although I would say if you've got Stones and Cancelo playing in Newcastle, that's 2 clean sheets. That's all I'll say about that. If Jota or Ings doesn't,
you won't say anything else. That's it.
No, that's all I'll say. That's literally the limit.
Because I had further questions.
I will not discuss it any further.
Exactly. Okay. Do you want to mention Bamford as well then?
I just did.
Okay.
Yeah, no, he did. He did.
Are you listening?
No, but
stop
I mean
playing with your dog.
That's not a euphemism. I don't know. I could be tempted to have Bamford on the pitch, but I feel like the Rafinha thing is good enough backup, huh?
Yeah. Well, I think, as I said, Burnley, they're not slops at the back. You know what I mean? And it's not.
Burnley have just been amazing
because at the bottom now everyone we know is relegated. It's kind of like this could be one of the seasons with like the earliest 3 teams relegated, because I always remember more often it goes down to the last couple. So you got three games left.
This is actually Woody. This is the record. It's the earliest 3 teams have been relegated. So you're right.
It is.
I read that. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. So my instincts are correct.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird now, like that last day of the season feeling where it's all decided, no one cares. It's kind of 2 to 3 game weeks of that.
But there'll be.
So you don't know who's going to turn up.
But I think also the fact that there'll be fans back in the stadiums, I think that still means that the teams will play quite hard and just want to entertain, hopefully. And I mean,
that's what I mean. I think it could be more entertaining football. Like Burnley might just go, you know what, we're just going to go and press. We're not going to sit deep. We're just going to go press.
Yeah.
Why not? We've got nothing to lose. Let's just go play some football.
I mean, so we listed this pre-recording, but who are the teams that basically have something to play for? It's Leicester, Chelsea, Liverpool, West Ham, Spurs, and Everton.
Yeah, Spurs and Arsenal.
Technically Arsenal as well.
There's actually a lot of teams that have. Yeah, a lot of the teams. But
the way things look like they're going with the cups in Europe and stuff, it looks like it's going to be top 7 will have a European slot. Although 7th will be the new conference, which I'm really
still confused.
So if you win the conference, you qualify for the Europa. So it's not really a Big 6 kind of tournament because they're probably going to qualify anyway, right? So it's for someone like Wolves, maybe I guess Everton. I suppose Leicester because they're not Big 6. I guess probably Arsenal. So it's a route into the Europa for the next season. So it's kind of like, I mean, I don't know, whatever it is, what it is. But yeah, it looks like I guess there'll be 7 places to play for Europe. So there's still a lot to play for at the top.
Yeah, captain.
Well, what are we thinking? There's an obvious one, but.
I think we've got it on the obvious one. The only thing I'd say against the obvious one is that he played 90 and Mane was pretty much rested. So but
Mane didn't high five Klopp. Come on.
I know, but maybe that'll be And the thing is, though, because Salah's going for Golden Boot, I'm very, very surprised if Klopp did drop him, actually.
Exactly. And
because he'd be livid.
Yeah.
But I think West Brom, I mean, you've got Calvert-Lewin as well as an option, and you have Ings. So we've got Salah, Calvert-Lewin, and Ings, basically. Those are kind of the ones we're kind of discussing, right?
Well, what about, I mean, this is my theory. If Mahrez plays, big if, but if he did play, he could smash it. But
all right, all I'll say is if you want to be differential, then I would say Mahrez, DCL, Ings, because they're good but less obvious. I mean, Ings might not even play, or we might only get 20 minutes, so I wouldn't go for that one. But DCL or Mahrez, sure. Trent, I would say, would be another slight differential, but
yeah,
we're not in a league with anyone, so we don't need to be differential. We want to get maximum points, so I would say Salah, because it's just the most.
It's hard to find an excuse not to, isn't it?
Yeah.
Especially,
except
you made a good point with the Golden Boot thing, because him and Kane are, I think, 21 and 20.
No,
and
I
think they're both on 21 now.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
I think they're equal because Kane got his goals disallowed.
Yeah, I guess I checked it before he scored last night. Anyway,
yeah.
So yeah, that's a good point actually, and he'll be like to the manager, he'll be like, "Come on, you gotta let me play so I win the Golden Boot."
You'll let me play, and he'll definitely be on penos.
And he's like, "And I high fived you after the game," so
like he's definitely not going to pass to Mane. Sorry, what was that?
He said to Klopp, he'll be like, "Well, I high fived you after the game, so that's got to mean something."
Yeah, that means we're friends.
Yeah.
I mean, Digne could be an outside shout because I think I'd say that's a cleanie in the bank. Sheffield United at home, so assisting and BPs.
Oh, I feel like this is a theory I have, but I feel like any time Liverpool or Everton get a clean sheet, like they don't concede at all, Dean and Trent 3 BP automatic, no matter what happens, 3 BP. And even if they don't show up, even if Trent is sulky and whatever, yellow card, you name it, 3 BP.
Well, that's the thing. So Trent got his BPS was like 42. And we've already bitched and moaned enough this season about how you only get 9 for an assist. So he got 9 BPSs from assisting. Then he conceded 2 goals, still ends up with 41. He's an absolute BPS fiend.
Yeah,
but he assisted 2 goals, right? So
that's 18 points. So he got to 41 after conceding 2 goals, which is like minus 10.
But he created a few opportunities, right? Again,
he did big chances created, but then also he missed 2 shots. If you think about it, so that's 2 chances missed, which would be. I don't know. It just seems to me the boys at Opta headquarters,
Oh yeah,
and it's also like BPSs for their boy Trent.
Well, look at Jota, midfielder scoring. Doesn't even feature in the BPS.
Yeah,
never heard of him.
You can't tell me that Jota didn't create as many chances as Trent did.
No, true.
And he scored an epic goal, and he hit the post and could have scored it. Does that count as a miss?
Yeah,
I think
it
so.
Does, yeah.
Oh, that's harsh.
Harsh, mate. It is pretty harsh.
Because it's a shot which didn't draw a save, therefore it's not a shot on target.
That is harsh. Yeah.
That is harsh.
Okay.
Corruption.
Yeah.
Opta headquarters. Again,
so I think this could actually be quite a fruitful game week, despite a lot of blanks. There might be people with some holes to fill in their teams and so on, which is obviously difficult at this point in the season. But it could be a good week actually.
I mean, it's definitely could be a week for the old -4, -8 points hit. But as we saw this week, the chap who got 200 points, so he took a -8. But I mean, it's the first 200-point game week I've ever seen, so it's worth it just to get that recognition.
Oh yeah, if you don't have players playing, you may as well take it because you get 0 anyway, so it doesn't count as many minuses mathematically.
Exactly. Yeah. You bet. It's only a -2 if it's that or a no-show. So it's definitely worth it. Definitely worth the risk.
Assuming there's no sort of red card or yellow card situation. Yeah, exactly.
But speaking of which, have we overlooked him? I mean, not have we, but should people consider him? I mean, they're playing Crystal Palace. He's basically rested, so he's basically been rested, so he'll be fresh and ready to go. And
Grealish is back.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I do think that there's potential there for sure. But
you're absolutely right when we're talking about backups for Ingsy. Yeah, Watkins would be another one because again, he's got an eye for the Euros as well.
Watkins not a hauler, he's a 1-goal man, but he's not a hauler.
He's consistent, just plugging away.
Yeah.
Apart from the hat-trick against Liverpool in the 7-2, got to mention it.
No BP. What are you worried about? Nothing.
Good.
Okay, well that wraps us up then for this week, and so we'll be back for One last thing to mention is next game week is actually midweek, so there could be some resting and so on. So just be prepared for that. It could happen.
True.
By next weekend, the season's over. So it's very sad moments for everyone. But anyway,
yeah, it's a mad rush at the end, isn't it?
Yeah. So actually, there could be some resting this week for all we know, because three games in 7 days for most teams now.
3 games. Yeah, I mean,
well, for
and it's off the back of a fairly condensed. I think guys like United and stuff to then. Well, I suppose they've got to rest this game week, but still.
Yeah.
It is
okay.
It is a busy finish. When's the because the European finals are after the final game week.
Yeah.
The FA Cup final.
The FA Cup final is tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. It's tomorrow. Yeah.
That's tomorrow. Chelsea, Leicester, 5:15 local time, UK time.
Yeah. So even though they're not playing this week, they've still got a triple game week, as it were, as in like a weekend week jobby, and they're going to play their main teams for the final because they're going to want to win that, going to win that silverware, right? So. Yeah, lots to play for.
All right, well, we will be back on Monday before the next game week, so it will be Monday, be aware of that. And until then, best of luck in your mini leagues.
Yeah, good luck.
All right.
Have a good weekend. Bye.
So, yeah.